Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is David Novak. I want to read a paragraph to you from this book, Entangled Life, and then I'm going to segue into a show and tell of just a whole bunch of old books. This is an unconventional booktube video, to be sure. You are free to bail after the paragraph. I think it's a lovely book so far. If you've followed my channel, you know I fall in love and out of love with books throughout the course. I may go from loving and hating the same book over a while. At this point, having just read the introduction, I am in the loving stage. So I will give you a paragraph from that, which conjures up old memories. Many scientific concepts, from time to chemical bonds to genes to species, lack stable definitions but remain helpful categories to think with. From one perspective, individual is no different, just another category to guide human thought and behavior. Nonetheless, so much of daily life and experience, not to mention our philosophical, political, and economic systems, depends on individuals that it can be hard to stand by and watch the concept dissolve. Where does this leave us? What about them, me, mine, everyone, anyone? My response to the discussions at the conference was not just intellectual. Like a diner at Alice's restaurant, I felt different. The familiar had become unfamiliar. The loss of a sense of self-identity, delusions of self-identity, and experiences of alien control, observed an elder statesman in the field of microbiome research, are all potential symptoms of mental illness. It made my head spin to think of how many ideas had to be revisited, not least our culturally treasured notions of identity, autonomy, and independence. It is in part this disconcerting feeling that makes the advances in the microbial sciences so exciting. Our microbial relationships are about as intimate as any can be. Learning more about these associations changes our experience of our own bodies and the places we inhabit. We are ecosystems that span boundaries and transgress categories. Ourselves emerge from a complex tangle of relationships only now becoming known. So that is Merlin Sheldrake, and my exclamation after reading that was, aha, Hinduism. It sounds just like Hinduism from 1,000 years ago. And so then I thought, well, let me pull out the old Hindu scriptures and other texts that I have that meant a lot to me so many years ago, just to show and tell. And when I dug them out, I came across other things. Now, I've shown this recently on the channel, the Bhagavad Gita. This is published by the Ramakrishna Vivekananda Center. Their books are all wonderful, especially anything that Swami Nikalananda had his hands on. So this was an early discovery of mine, and I went from there to the Upanishads, and this is the major Upanishads in the Ramakrishna Vivekananda Center's editions. I have not looked at these in many years. I would be more inclined to revisit the Gita, but just wonderful stuff. And then I will show you some other books from the center. This is the Atma Bodha, Self-Knowledge, I believe a collection of verses by, it was just in my mind and now I lost it. The great, oh yes, Sankaracharya. I'm not sure about the pronunciation, but Self-Knowledge. And I don't know that that book was one of my favorites, but some of these I really spent time with. Two by Nikhilananda. This was his introduction to Hinduism. I wish I had been able to get it in a better copy. And this one, I would like to revisit these if I could, but you cannot go back. And this was the Holy Mother. I wonder if there's a picture of her in here. There must be. There must be a picture of her. Oh, here, there's got, okay. Not the best picture possibly, but back then it was what it was. And these books were very important to me. The Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. There are not a lot of photographs of Ramakrishna, and I assume they are here. Yeah, a couple of them. Yeah, this close-up, and the next one, which is of course very famous, also with his wife, the Holy Mother. Just wonderful. And then the collected writings of Vivekananda. I don't know, I must have had these slipcovers and run out, so Ramakrishna never got one. But these books were wonderful. I loved Vivekananda, and as I say, I would love to reread them and know them again for the first time, as in Eliot's phrase. And then somewhere or other, I have other of the minor Upanishads, I think, but I don't quite know where. And this one, the Uddhava Gita, whatever this is, that one I liked also very much. And then just to continue the show and tell, I've shown this before. This is Buddhist, and I've never looked at these. I picked them up at a bookstore in Evanston many years ago, and just thought that the books were beautiful. And I've done this before. Maybe one day I will read them. And they were right next to this, which I don't even know how I got. Another set of similarly lovely books. Let's see if I can pull one out and show you. I have no idea what this is. There's a picture of somebody. And, well, this is volume 2. Let me pull out volume 1. I've never hardly even looked at these. I must have just picked them up somewhere. A collection of talks by this person. Maybe I should put this on my agenda for next year. A living master. And then it's got these, I don't want to damage this thing. It's got some illustrations inside. It just looks lovely. Possibly I should set up some time for rereading next year and then trying new ground with these. Anyhow, none of these old books have much to do with the paragraph that I just read you, but I thought I would share all of that. If you've stayed this long, thank you for giving me your time, and thank you for stopping by my channel.